Hello everyone. Today we're talking about Light Director 2.0. It's an add-on that makes your lighting non-destructive and procedural. I've basically taken inspiration from Solaris render gallery and built a system for Blender that lets you save, iterate and switch between multiple lighting setups very fast. It's perfect for those times you need to quickly get a few different looks in front of a supervisor, or if you just want the freedom to experiment without the fear of breaking what you've already built. Let's jump into Blender and I'll show you how it works. So here we are in a scene that I put together. There's no lighting and we're ready to create our first setup. The button at the top is for rotating lights to point in the direction of a selected object. Beneath that we have the setup manager. This and the lights manager are the things we'll be using the most. So let's start by doing our first lighting pass for our scene. So my 3 lights that I created turn up here in the lights manager. Every light you create or delete updates right here. It's pretty nice to have one central hub for all of your lights that are currently in the scene. So you can change all the most important properties pretty fast without digging through the viewport or the outliner. So I guess these are sort of fluorescent light tubes. So here I'm just renaming from the panel. And I think fluorescent have 4100 Kelvin. I'll also turn off normalize for the lights. Alright, so I've put in a HDRI and let's see first by turning off all of our lights so we can see how it affects our scene. Pretty good. At the start you work like you normally would, and when you're happy you just press create setup. You'll see a box appear with the name setup 1, and this contains all the necessary information of your scene's current lighting data. HDRIs, sky textures, lights and all of their properties like intensity, color, spread, position, rotation, and so on. I'll rename it to day. Now, when I have that saved, I can continue working just like before. You'll notice that when you change anything that has to do with the lighting in your scene, the setup name lights up red. That is just to tell you that you have unsaved changes to this current setup, and if you want to keep them, you can press this recycle button called update setup. But since we created our setup before I made a change, I can just press the name and we will get back the lighting data that was saved before I made a change. For my camera, I usually go with Håvard Dahlens Lens Sim add-on. It's very good. I highly recommend it. And now I want to try something completely different. So let's do a night scene instead. And this is the beautiful part. You can just continue working like before. So let's decrease our HDRI. And let's just get rid of our fluorescent lights. And now we don't want to update this one, because this is our day version. We want to create a new one called night. And just to illustrate, we still have our day. We can just go back to our day and continue working on this one if we wanted to. But let's continue with the night version. I feel like we should do a fill. And I think I'm happy with the night scene. So I'll just update my setup. And this creates our second look. So let's make a third one just for fun. Thinking I want to bring some warmth into this scene. I'll rename the first one to Fill. And the second one is supposed to be a tabletop lamp. And the tabletop should be 40 watts. And turn off normalize, radius Yeah, about there. We can use temperature for this one as well. And also, let's make some more changes to the HDRI. Alright, so we have our third setup. Let's save it as a new one, and let's call that one, I guess, working late. The same change I made to working late, I want also in my night setup. So I could just copy that node, put it there, and yeah, update my setup. There's our 3 variations of the same scene. We're using one collection for all of the light variations. Also, if we would move these lights to the assets collection, you'll see that it turns red, and if I don't update this now, this change will go back to what it was before. So that's pretty neat. The last thing that I want to talk about is the gallery. So right here you have the Take Setup Screenshot button. You can just press that one, and in your gallery you'll find that image. Let's do the same for the rest. Wait for it to render a bit. Doing the same with this one. Now you have your 3 versions, and also you could just pick your setup from here if you wanted to. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day.